The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. On target over the middle to Hill. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And Hill with it over the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
So the next time we leave one of those coaches' meetings and we're walking out in the hall and you're like, how come we spend so much time talking about special teams?
Here you go. This is why.
This is why, right? And then look, I'm right there with you. We hear it every time we meet with coaches, but it is a big part of it. And look at how early in the game this occurs. They block a kick, and not only does it set a tone, it sends a message for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so much for our first points of the game. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill stays on his feet. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Now Tannehill throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now. Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. And this will be taken at the 13. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, right at the 30. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Shelling through the defense. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. An incomplete, an excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead. So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. On play action, it's Mahomes. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's going to let this one go deep. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Left, 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 left. Slow.
Mahomes to throw on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And as a defender, if you come up with 2 interceptions in a game, that's pretty rare in the NFL. You might see one guy a weekend do that. But to have 2 in the first quarter, that's something you don't see all that often. I have a feeling they'll think twice about throwing in his direction too often.
A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Allen's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage. And he goes down right there. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Caleb Sturgis now for the Charger field goal. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And now here comes Kansas City. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Mahomes now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he stopped immediately there. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Mahomes to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw, it's Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football. Incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And Sturgis able to knock it through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Mahomes. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On the run, this is Hunt. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here we go.
Now here's Mahomes. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Desmond King picks it. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Sturgis for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something...
And that's caught inside the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45. Slow.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to air one out. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. He's going to look deep. And now here's another interception. Trevor Williams with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They come out here in the eye. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Mahomes takes it himself. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. Mahomes now on the sneak. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. So we have reached halftime, intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
That's 20.
On 1st down, Tannehill. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. Allen, the intended receiver. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target. And now it's second down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. A big play there, Mahomes to Watkins. 79 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. A toss play to Hunt. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Anthony Sherman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Chargers. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. And on the ground they go with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a handoff working right. Got some real estate inside the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. 18 big yards on that one and a Charger first.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, Incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Back to the air. Tannehill on second down. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And they'll go on the ground. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Let's go. 50-50.
And they'll run it here. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The Chargers on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, 20.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Point after now from Sturgis. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This one taken just inside the 10. Room here to run. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finding room inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bird. A very solid gain of 27. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he'll be marked down all the way inside the KC 10. Give him 30 yards there.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? He'll get it up the middle. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball.
And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, a 3-yard touchdown run. And this Charger offense is running away with this one. Sturgis for the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Now Tannehill. And incomplete on the deep ball. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And Sturgis able to knock it through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And now here comes Kansas City. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On play action, it's Mahomes. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And it may only be for pride now, but the Chiefs get a bit closer. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken about the 12. Oh, good move. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets him set up near midfield for the moment. But with that penalty marker down, I don't know if it's going to hold. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Lucky 56. Hot.
He'll get it up the middle. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage. And time is going to expire in this football game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they'll sink now to 0-4. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6.